What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez, back with another Prize Picks video for you for Friday, January 27th, 2023. We got 6 games in the NBA on the schedule. Pretty small schedule, to be honest with you. Unusually small for a Friday night. Prize Picks is doing a better job at getting these props up on the board. We got quite a few to look at. The first time I took a glance at this, Giannis and Drew were the only two up. Since then, they have added quite a few player props for us to feast our eyes on. I already have my eyes on 4 player props, 3 coming from one game, 1 coming from the Memphis and Minnesota game, and I have 1 that has not been listed on the board, but once it drops, I want to tell you what to look out for. So, without further ado, let's get this going and head on over to Golden State and Toronto. 3 players from this game stand out to me in a super early look. I like Steph Curry over on his points, 27.5. I like Fred VanVleet over his PRA, 30.5. And I like Draymond Green over on his rebounds and assists at 15.5. So let's start with Fred VanVleet, since I already have it pulled up. 30.5 for Fred VanVleet. Number 1, the Golden State Warriors do not play good defense, period. Number 2, they're pretty bad versus guards. Number 3, Fred VanVleet has a pretty good history versus Golden State, especially when you include games from last season. But Fred VanVleet is looking to bounce back from a pretty dismal performance against the Sacramento Kings, where he shot 2 for 9 from 3-point range and just put up kind of a dud performance, to be honest with you. I look for him to bounce back versus Golden State. It's a big game for the Toronto Raptors. I know Golden State is not like the Golden State of old with Kevin Durant, but it's still a big game for Toronto. They need to win this game, and they need to win it on the road, and they're gonna come out and try to do that in every single facet of the game. They're gonna try to do that. So guards versus Golden State, when it comes to PRA, have been putting up some pretty healthy stat lines. You see Ja with 45, Irving with 54, 42 from Garland, 27 from Marcus Smart. That's your reigning defensive player of the year, putting up 27 PRA. Jaylen Brown put up 28, 31 from Monte Morris. He's not an all-star. He's not a future Hall of Famer, but he put up 31 PRA versus Golden State. So forth and so forth and so forth. So just a bit of information to support this play. 30.5 PRA for Fred VanVleet. I like the over on this one. Going over to the other side and starting with Steph Curry. Over 27.5 points. This one's pretty simple. Steph Curry's really good at basketball. He is getting back to his form since returning from injury on the 10th. As you can see, after those 3 games were kind of like a dress rehearsal of sorts. He went off for 41, 29, 26, and then finished the game with 34 points. Got his night cut short with the ejection. That's another reason I'm liking this prop, because I think the ejection I think that's gonna light a fire underneath Curry and this Golden State team. And they're at home. They need to keep winning. They need to stay healthy. They need to make a big push to get into a lower seed. And I think Steph Curry just comes out firing on all cylinders. I really do. And I think this is a game where you can see him go for 30 plus. I think 27.5 is too low. Anytime you get his points under 30, I think it's just too low. So I do like his points. As we look at this board, super early look, but this could be a play that remains in my core going into the final look video later this afternoon. And then my last play from this game is Draymond Green over his 15.5 points and rebounds. He's just been doing it. Doing it well. 17 over the last 5 and 10 games. And he's just a better player when Curry's in the lineup. A lot of his assists come from, Curry made threes or Curry, made shots, period. When Steph Curry's healthy and he's in the lineup, Draymond Green has better numbers. Just look at what he did with Curry out of the lineup. Curry comes back, gets his groove, gets his form back, and then bam, Draymond Green's numbers shoot up. And he's just been crushing his prop line. So I like him to continue this. I'm not big on playing any of his individual props like his. You could go with his assists. That looks pretty healthy too, averaging 8 and 7 over the last 5 and 10 games. But his rebounds don't look as appealing. Toronto's got a really big front court, so he doesn't really match up well size-wise with them. But when you combine rebounds and assists, I like that a lot for Draymond Green. You could look to his PRA if you wanted to go that route. He has been scoring a lot of points. For Draymond Green, he's been scoring a lot of points. We're used to him scoring like 4 points, 3 points, 5 points. He's scoring 8, 17, 11, 9, and 8. So if you wanted to go PRA, you could do that, but I do like his rebounds and assists a little bit more. All right. Memphis, Minnesota. So fourth play that I like, I have this as a PRA for Ja Morant because his point line hasn't been dropped on Prize Picks. But right now, currently, what I see is his point line being dropped at 27.5, and I like it at 27.5. We played it at 28.5 2 nights ago, and he got us 29, and that was with a really, really bad performance from free throws. Couldn't get the words out there. He had a really bad free throw performance last game. I think he shot 7 for 12. Where is it? Yeah, 7 for 12. Missed 5 free throws. That's a big deal for Ja. That's a big, big deal. He's usually much better at making those free throws, and he was 2 for 7 from 3 points, from 3-point land. So two makes on 7 attempts. So his points, you add those 5 free throws in there, or at least, 3 more free throws in there, and he hits, 1 more 3, that's 6 points. He could have finished the game with 35 points. I thought he was going to flirt with 40 that game, but he's been hitting this number 50% of the time over, over the last 10 games. But a bit of news that is going to impact Ja's role is Desmond Bane is questionable for tomorrow's game. So if Desmond Bane sits, then I love Ja Morant's point prop at 27.5. But the books are privy to this as well. So they already know Desmond Bane is questionable. They're already ready to drop this line probably at 28.5, maybe even 29. If we can get it at 27.5 or 28, I love it. I like it at 28.5 because we played it at 28.5 before and it worked out. But yeah, without Desmond Bane in that lineup, Ja Morant just has to do a lot more. So I really, really like his point prop at 27.5 if we can get it there. And then the one prop that's not listed on the board, but I do want to bring to your attention is Brandon Clarke. So Brandon Clarke was inserted into the starting lineup last game against the Golden State Warriors. He played 32 minutes. He finished with 19 and 8 points and rebounds. So with Steven Adams out of the lineup for a few weeks, I believe, Brandon Clarke could get another start if he starts this game versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. I understand that Rudy Gobert is an elite defender, but he is also questionable. But Brandon Clarke does a little bit of everything. He's not your traditional big that's going to, be in the paint and just, elbowing and just bumping into, Gobert for 40 minutes. He moves around. He creates his own shot. He's just a different type of big. So if he gets the start, I like him tomorrow. We just got to find out what his props are. When they drop, let's look at his points and let's look at his points and rebounds. That's what I want you to look out for when it comes to Brandon Clarke's props on Prize Picks. So there you have it. That is a super early look at tomorrow's 6-game slate, January 27th, 2023. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel, checking this video out, ladies and gentlemen. Really appreciate the time you taken just to chill out with me. Leave me a comment below letting me know what your favorite prop of the day is, or if you've already locked somebody in, I'd like to know who that is. Also, let me know what you think about my early looks, my early observations. Do you like them, hate them, agree with them, disagree with them? Either way, I'd like to know what you think. Again, thank you so much for stopping by the channel and just checking this video out. And until my next one, Chavez is out.